All right, so this first video, we're going to go a little bit out of order, and we're actually going to start with this bottom left tab, because on this tab, you're actually given the formula in point slope form. So the original formula is this right here, y minus y1 equals m parentheses x minus x1. And you can pull two things from this formula. You can pull the slope from the formula, and you can write a coordinate that this equation of the line passes through. So the first thing is the slope. By now, hopefully we know that m is slope. And so from this equation down here, -5 is my slope. So I can write that my slope is -5, or I can write that it's -5 over 1. So it's decreasing by 5, it's going down by 5 and to the right 1. The other thing that I can point out from this equation is a point that it passes through. So it's extremely important to point out that within this original equation, it's y minus y1 and then x minus x1. So even though in this given equation, it looks like it's -2, our y value is actually +2. So we know that this is going to pass through a y value of +2. And then over here, I'm given my x value. And again, within the parentheses, it's x minus x1. So although typically we would say that this is a -3, this is a +3 x value. Okay, so that's how you read that formula. So if we open this up, we're given a couple of different equations. So again, we can identify our slope, because our slope is always going to be this number outside of our parentheses. So in this example, our slope is +4 over 1. And then we can identify our x and our y coordinates. So to start us off, we'll identify our x. In this example, our x is a +2, and our y is a +3. In this next example, our fraction is our slope is 3/4. So it's going up 3 and to the right 4 units. And in this example, we're given +7 for our y. Before we get that, let's just do our x real quick. So our x still says x minus 6, so this is still a +6 for our x. But like we were saying, we have +7. So because our subtraction went from, or our symbol went from subtraction to addition, this is actually a -7 y value. Because if you think about it, I'll write it over here. If we have y minus -7, that's the same thing as y plus +7. Okay, so keep that in mind, and if you want to write that over there, you can as a reminder to yourself. Now in this third example, we don't really have a slope that's given to us. So what we actually have here is we could technically draw invisible parentheses and then a 1. So really, our slope in this example is a +1. Apologies for my dog. Hold please.